Yeah, it's celebrated by millions of people around the world and has been for thousands of years. But what is Passover? Let's find out by enrolling in Passover 101. So Passover is the 8-day Jewish holiday that celebrates the Jews' exodus from Egypt as they escaped slavery into freedom, and it was memorialized in the classic Charlton Heston film, The 10 Commandments. So usually that starts with a big SEDER dinner. We have family and friends. It can last hours and hours, but this year most of us did it because of social distancing and the coronavirus via Zoom. Maybe you saw the Jason Alexander from Seinfeld. He led a celebrity SEDER with Idina Menzel and Andy Cohen and many others on YouTube. So however you do it, there is a SEDER plate, and you have a bunch of different foods on the plate that signify different parts of the journey to freedom. This is the one that we used in our house this Passover. You have parsley, for instance, that you dip in salt water, which symbolizes the salt water, the tears that were shed while the Jews were in slavery. You also have some sweet stuff called HAROSET, which is chopped apples, nuts, and cinnamon with wine and grape juice. Really pretty tasty. And of course, the classic MATZAH. It's unleavened bread that doesn't rise. It tastes like a cracker, but without the salt. So it's pretty rough. It's okay the first few nights, but not so much by the 6th or 7th, so people tend to get kind of creative, and so you make matzah pancakes like you see here, matzah pizza, yes, even peanut butter and jelly on matzah if you wish. Of course, the classic is matzah ball soup, which you find at a lot of restaurants. But last but not least, okay, great for the food, but why is it called Passover in the first place? Well, this is the story of the 10 plagues that God was punishing the Egyptians for being slave owners. The last plague of the 10 was to kill the firstborn son of every Egyptian family. So Jews got a heads up to mark their doors in a special way so that God would pass over their houses, enabling more of them to escape to freedom. And that's it. You just passed Passover 101.